Overall, there have been 46 second rounders named to an All-Star team, 3 second rounders, 3-1 All-Star Finals MVP. Brunson, of course, Jokic, Dennis Johnson. Jokic, the only one to win an MVP, and Malcolm Brogdon is the only one to win Rookie of the Year.
ESPN NBA front office insider Bobby Marks joins with us now. Exhale, Bobby. We got a second round of the draft, a draft in the books, and who knows, might have been a future MVP drafted during a taco commercial. Who's a pick from this second round that you loved?
Isaiah Evans to Minnesota and number 33. And here's a player that sat through last night during the first round in the green room and did not get selected here. And we said it during the show. It stings, but you've got to move forward. And I think we're going to Minnesota at pick number 33 for a Timberwolves roster that certainly needs some depth with the guard position here. And I think although he goes in the second round, I think he can get some rotational minutes here. So I really like what Minnesota was able to do. I really like what that Isaiah Evans can put last night behind him and now as an NBA player.
With the depth of this draft, 33 this year might have been what, Trev? 20 in a previous draft. It would have been a first rounder.
Yeah, now with both rounds behind us.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, with both rounds behind us, Bobby, who drastically improved their roster through this draft that was widely assumed to be incredibly talented?
I thought Memphis did really well. I think when you look at Cameron Boozer, and I thought there was 3 number 1 picks in this year's draft. When you look at Boozer, Peterson, and the Bonsa here, and then they go out and trade for Kareem Lopez, who played in New Zealand last year, played in Spain before that, and then they go out and get Richie Saunders in the second round, a player that had hurt his knee at BYU and had a first round grade prior to that injury here. I really like what Memphis was able to do, a team that certainly has gotten a lot younger. And now we wait to see what happens with them this offseason when it comes to Ja Morant.
And Bobby, this offseason is relentless, man. We go straight from the draft to free agency. We want your take on some non-draft news from Wednesday. Sources telling Shams Charania Austin Reeves intends to sign a 4-year, $185 million max contract to return to the Lakers. He got a player option that stretches to 2030. Reeves, as expected, declined a $14.9 million player option to get this contract. Now the richest in NBA history for a player who did not get drafted. I mean, I went to public school and that math makes sense. Here's a shot of Reeves golfing. Hearing that the deal's finalized, his girlfriend posted it on her IG. 23.3 points per game last season, 49% shooting. Bobby, Reeves is one of the moving parts to figure out in LA this summer. How does locking him in at this number, what does that mean for the rest of the Lakers offseason to-do list?
Well, it doesn't impact their financial flexibility here, and we'll give it a little bit of a cap minutia here. Reeves had a $21 million free agent hold. That basically stays against their books here, and they don't have to sign him until the rest of their roster is filled out. So we could pencil them in at $50 million in cap space, and I think, of course, the big decision is going to be with LeBron James. If he returns, what is his salary going to be? And that's going to play a big role as far as how they are going to fill out, how they're going to go out and get a center, how they're going to get some more shooting here, certainly some depth to this roster here. But James plays a big role as far as what his next contract is if it's with the Lakers here, and as far as what they can do in free agency and potentially in the trades.
So much to still discuss, and it feels like it's only getting started. Bobby Marks, we appreciate it. Sir, Center Shams Charania out at the draft that just wrapped up. Shams, what's the next big name that could potentially be on the move?
LaMelo Ball of the Charlotte Hornets. His name is picking up steam around the league. I'm told the Charlotte Hornets are seriously engaged on multiple fronts with interested suitors in Ball. There have been multiple teams that have made aggressive offers this past week, and LaMelo Ball had a strong finish to last season. It really mirrored the Hornets' rise to the play-in tournament, so both sides finished the year in a good place, and my understanding is LaMelo Ball has wanted to be in Charlotte, but the offers are continuing to come in, and if the price is met, we could see potential movement here with LaMelo Ball in the coming days.
I mean, 'tis the season of player movement. We've already seen Giannis be sent to South Beach, Shams, and among the name and the rumors associated in a Giannis pitch was Jalen Brown of the Celtics. Where do things stand with Brown and Boston, and now any potential moves for him elsewhere?
Phil, so Jalen Brown was offered for Giannis, and so that's not the end for him in trade rumors. The Boston Celtics are actively in conversations with interested teams in Jalen Brown. And the sense that I get around the league is that the Celtics are having these discussions with a level of purpose. It doesn't mean that a trade is guaranteed, because Jalen Brown has 3 years guaranteed left on his deal on a supermax contract. And so finding the right suitor that meets the right price, that could take some time. But that time that it could take, there could be urgency that develops on either side, because clearly it could rub Jalen Brown the wrong way. This is someone that was the 2024 Finals MVP. He was a finalist for League MVP this past season, and now his name was back offered for Giannis Antetokounmpo. 4 years ago, he was offered for Kevin Durant, and so we should have clarity on Jalen Brown here over the next few weeks. He is extension eligible if he is with the Celtics in July, so there's going to have to be some level of resolution by then.
Yeah, with not only the season rolling in hot and everybody wanting to get into training camp with their roster set, but also just a psychiatric standpoint, you got to make sure, psychological, I should say, you got to make sure everybody's locked in. Sean Sharani, we appreciate you, sir.
Phil Backedy on SportsCenter with a notable name moving during the second round of the NBA draft. Sources tell ESPN the Pistons will trade big man Isaiah Stewart to the Grizz for 3 future second-round picks. The trade allows Detroit to clear Stewart's salary, get some assets, while Memphis gets a 25-year-old in Beef Stew, one of the best sixth men in the league last season.
And now that the draft dust has settled, let's take a look at some of the storylines. The post-Giannis era begins with 2 lottery picks with their own pick at 10. They took Braden Burries to the Bucks out of Arizona. Although it's not official, the 13th overall pick, Nate Amond, is expected to head to Milwaukee as a part of the Giannis trade. Including those two, 11 of the 14 lottery picks were freshmen, tied with 2025 and 2017 as the most in any draft. The first 8 selections were all freshmen, tied for the most consecutive freshmen drafted at any point in any draft all time. The only 3 lottery picks that were not freshmen, out of Michigan. Perez Johnson Jr. will be reunited with Dusty May in Dallas, while Yasser Lindenborg went to the Warriors at 11, followed by Adar Mara at 12 to the Thunder. They're the first national champs to have 3 lottery picks in Florida in 07, and our draft crew has more.
Hello from Brooklyn, where we just wrapped up the 2026 NBA draft. You know these guys: Jay Billis, Bobby Marks, Amon Shumpert, Brian Windhorst. I'm Malika Andrews. I am sitting next to 4 winners, so let's talk about winners of this NBA draft. Jay, let's start with you.
Well, the truth is we really don't know the winners until years in the future, but I'll tell you what I liked. Obviously, at the top with A.J. Debonsa and Darren Peterson. But if you go a little bit further down, I think what Chicago got was really good. Getting Caleb Wilson from North Carolina and then getting Dalen Swain. And, a lot of people had Dalen Swain of Texas down a little bit further in the draft in the 20s, but they drafted him at 15, so they got a 3-and-D wing. And, kind of who cares? If you get the guy you want, who cares if you got the fact? Get him at 15.
Mr.
So I
Chicago
thought they did well.
over here doesn't care.
That's what I'm saying. I like this guy, Jay. I like this guy.
All right, we're going to bring him on to NBA
I like
more
this guy,
often.
man.
Yeah, I think good news for the Sacramento Kings. They've had zero luck in the lottery.
Yeah, they've needed some good
but
news.
some things have fallen their way. They've drafted pretty well the last couple of years. They really, really wanted Darius Acuff Jr., and there were 2 teams in front of them that could have drafted him in the point guard spot. He fell to them. They didn't have to trade up. They got their guy. They're thrilled about building around him.
Yep.
And then they traded in to the back of the first round to get Alex Paraban to add another piece. And they may move on from Domantas Sabonis. We'll see. But they have Maxime Reynaud, and now they have Paraban put into the big man position. And I think they came out of the first night feeling really good about it.
Sacramento has not necessarily been synonymous with winning recently, and so for them to be
That's
your winners,
being kind.
I'm trying to keep the good spirits going. One winner is me, because we get a new Iman Shumpert nickname, which is something that I always look forward to. What you got, Iman? Somebody you're looking at.
My boy Visa, Caesar salad, as I like to call him. Visa salad. Visa salad. That's what I'm going to call him, Visa salad. But I really am intrigued with him as a draft pick, especially with him going as low as he did. Not to say he went low like he didn't deserve higher.
But he was mocked higher.
Exactly. And I want to highlight that true big man stuff, because in a world full of you have to please this guy with shots, you have to please that guy with plays, you have to please people, he's not one of those guys. And I think that those guys complement a guard so well. So for Atlanta to make that move and to grab him, it excites me. You know what I mean? I think that when you pair him with a CJ McCullough, a guy that can make the bounce pass, that pocket pass, and he can stay within that free throw line area, take a dribble, make a pivot, do a spin, guys like that are valuable in this league. And I look at the makeup of the Hawks. I think about when they played the Knicks in the playoffs, and I'm saying this guy can play right there at the lip of the rim. This guy can keep the ball alive. This guy can catch. This guy can rim run. It's just an exciting future for him.
I think for me, Memphis. I think with Cameron Boozer at number 3, and then they go Kareem Lopez later in the first round, and then tonight Richie Saunders with